Hi there, this is Molly, and welcome to the next video in the Twin Flames Healing Journey teaching series, where I'm guiding you through a variety of themes and topics that come up as you go through the healing of this connection. And in this video, we're going to talk about something that's quite interesting, and you could have a strong trigger reaction even to this topic. We're going to talk about how the karmic feminine and the divine feminine are connected. And I invite you to please stay in your higher energy self, to stay connected to unconditional love for you, for her, for everyone involved, because there is a place in your energy that is above the human experiences of these relationships. And so if you could just take a moment to tap into that place of very high vibrating light that is all encompassing, that loves everyone who is here on the planet, that understands everyone is a soul, everyone is learning big things in this lifetime. Everyone is experiencing stuff, and they're doing so at different levels of consciousness and awareness. And they're doing so to advance themselves and their own soul growth. And so it was really important to start with that understanding so that you could just feel yourself connecting with your own divine wisdom and your higher perspectives, because of how the karmic feminine can be a really big trigger, a deep emotional pain, and she can bring up all this stuff, okay? So let's go through what that's about, because I want to help you connect with the higher knowingness of this whole dynamic, and to ensure that you remain in your power and in your sense of personal integrity and your sense of self-respect, and also in your place of supreme love and acceptance for all. So the karmic feminine and the divine feminine are really different energies. The divine feminine is the energy of someone who has done their inner work, who has awoken to who she is, who has been through hard things, tough times. It's not been easy. It's been hard. Oftentimes there's many dark nights of the soul. There are many instances where you went through things that were so painful and hard and deep that people would not understand it. Because becoming a divine feminine energy is very trying on this planet. It's the new energy. It's the higher vibrating energy. The planet moves through various cycles. And right now we're in an energy cycle of the rising feminine energy, because it's what humanity needs. It's what humanity has been lacking. So the divine feminine is bringing in these new waves of energy that are really strong and powerful, and they feel perhaps even uncomfortable because they're new. Or at least they're new to parts of your experience. They're not new to your soul, but they're new to parts of your human experience. And so in order to do that, the divine feminine has had to go through the breakdown of who she was, and the breakdown of her previous self-definition, what she thought was her life, or who she thought she was. She experiences the ego deaths. She experiences loss. She goes through a lot of inner turmoil, because who she was energetically wasn't full enough, wasn't the truth of who she is. And she's understood that she's more, and she wants to embrace that. She wants to welcome in more of her own newness, more of her own power, more of her own light. So the divine feminine is a woman, or a feminine energy, who goes through the dark night of the soul, all these different phases of expansion and spiritual growth that help her understand not only who she is, but how she's connected to everyone, to all that is, how she's a divine vessel of love, and that it's her intention to live and be in that state of unconditional love, which isn't easy, by the way, on this planet. And it's probably not even your natural state, but it's now something that is more available to you than ever before. And that's part of what the divine feminine goes through, is that it's been a really intense ride to get to this place of higher consciousness and to be more alive in who she truly is, to be more aware of her gifts and her challenges, of her strengths and her vulnerabilities. So the divine feminine is all of her own energy, okay? So we know that in this series, I've been talking about the 7 chakras. Well, when she is all of herself, all of her 7 chakras are spinning, because chakras are spinning wheels that are spinning energy fields that are based in her own sense of power. They are alive, they are active, and they are going. Like they're just creating this new sense of self within her. Again, this has not been easy. It's been very trying, but that's what this path is about. You know, no one said it was going to be easy. There was nothing about this path that was going to feel good all of the time. But it would bring rewards and it pays off because you are in your truth more than ever and you know who you are. So it's important to understand who that part of the divine feminine energy, because then we want to look at what it means to be the karmic feminine. Well, the karmic feminine is essentially a feminine energy that has not gone through that process of deep understanding of who she is. The karmic feminine is in an energy field of ego energies, of lower vibrational energies that are very much about the 3D world. And that's where she exists. That's where she is trying to thrive. And so it's very easy to get caught up in what seems to be important in the 3D world, be it materialistic things and money and status and appearances and all of these things that in some places on the planet are a really big deal because of the fact that they're just a different experience of life. They're an experience that is based in other energies. And so the karmic feminine is an unawakened feminine energy who is really encapsulated in another energy dynamic. Okay, so if we were just to break it down into the energies of it, it would be really clear. It'd be like, okay, this is on one hand, the divine feminine is someone who's gone through a lot to understand more of who she is, her self-worth, her self-value, who she is beyond the physical, beyond the 3D, you know, how she's unique and how she's different. The karmic feminine, on the other hand, is someone who's trying to fit in to a system or trying to fit in to like a playground. It's like, how do I stand out on this playground, or how do I maneuver on this playground? Now, a lot of the karmic feminine energies are so unconscious that they don't even realize that they're caught up in these circles of energy, and that the manipulation, betrayal, cheating, lies, doing whatever it takes to get to the top, doing whatever it takes to stay at the top. All of that is just, it's so unconscious. It's not even something they're aware of because it's just their MO. It's just the environment that they've grown up in. And this can stem from childhood, from getting love from a certain parent, maneuvering through certain situations, understanding, what got certain responses when she was younger, understanding, how to survive, how to thrive, even admiring other karmic feminine women who have the appearances that seem to be so ideal. So the karmic feminine can buy into what is the illusions, the appearances, what looks to be beautiful or what looks to be important, or, oh, this person must be so loved. This person must be so valued. They must be so adored. And the karmic feminine is basically someone who believes that all of that is outside of herself. And she has never had something that has brought her within herself. And that can be for many reasons, whether it's just not what she's about in this lifetime. She doesn't have an interest in self-awareness. She doesn't want to change. She resists change. She doesn't care. She doesn't see the value. She just wants to buy pretty things and look beautiful. I mean, there's so many reasons why someone can avoid doing any inner work. And that ultimately is also okay. We can't judge people. At a higher perspective, you can make any choice you want. And Spirit, God, the universe deems it as okay because that's you using your free will to create the life you want. So if we can remain non-judgmental, it's like we get a lot of bonus points there in the spiritual world, because we can understand that anyone can choose how they want to experience their life. So the energies between the two are so different. And depending on when they meet on their journeys, and if they meet, you feel that right away. And you feel it as, I have nothing in common with this person, or who is she, or where did she come from, or why is she here? You could get the sense of, I don't understand why the two of us would even be interested in the same person. I don't understand why the two of us would even talk about. Like, you just feel that giant gap because your energies don't really overlap, because she's at one other place on the energy spectrum than the divine feminine is. So in that way, they're so different. But at a deeper level, everyone is here for a purpose. Now, there's often a deep soul contract between the karmic feminine and the divine feminine. And ultimately, all soul contracts are based in love. And that love is to help each person grow. And that is something that is a free will, that is a choice. And the choice for the divine feminine is, can I accept somebody that I don't understand and just let them be who they are, and to not go into my own ego energies with them? So for the divine feminine, the karmic feminine is actually an opportunity to practice detachment and to reinforce your own self-love, self-worth, and self-value. Because your ego energies could go into competition, comparison, anything of those lower energy dynamics. But because you're the divine feminine, you understand that that's not really how you want to live. You don't want to live in competition with women. You are inclusive. You invite people in. You understand that everyone has beautiful things to offer, and that ultimately she is a sister to you. Now, maybe you want to keep her as a very distant sister who lives way over there on the other side of town, but in the energy of sisterhood, you understand that truly there's nothing to compete with, or there's no comparison, or there's no way that you're really wanting what she has or anything like that. So for the divine feminine, your task with this karmic feminine is to maintain your energy, to love yourself, to honor your journey, to honor who you are, and to practice detachment. Now, for the karmic feminine, her energy lesson, her soul contract of love with the divine feminine is to see that she too can grow, that she too could expand into more of her own self-knowingness, that she too has many gifts and many abilities if she were to invite in more of that energy. See, the karmic feminine actually has a lot of masculine energies, because it's the energy of the ego, of competition, of logistics or mental games, manipulation, lack of trust, betrayal, all of that. Like, that's the unhealthy masculine energies. So the other thing between the two of them is that the divine feminine has awoken to her feminine strengths, to her feminine nature, to her softness and the strength in softness, to her ability to heal herself and to be aware of that, to be in touch with her vulnerabilities. The karmic feminine has not. So the karmic feminine has not awoken to all of her femininity in a healthy way, in the powerful way. Now, she might have feminine energies that she uses, but they're coming from an egoic place. They're not coming from the healthy heart place. They're not coming from a place of love for others. They're coming from a place of competition or comparison. There's typically a lot of drama or chaos, control issues, power dynamics, because she hasn't really stepped into her feminine nature. And so this is not about appearances, because someone could look very feminine, they could be beautiful, they could have all these qualities that from the outside appear like they're very feminine, but their energetic core is not. Their energetic core is rooted in what has been safe on this planet and what she has needed in order to survive. So the soul contract between the two is all about love, as every soul contract is, but there's different choices and options based on what each has chosen up till this point on their journey. Now, when we also look at the karmic feminine energy, we have to see that she is actually a beautiful catalyst for both of the twin flames. She's a catalyst for the divine feminine, and she's a catalyst for the divine masculine. And her catalyst is that she causes pain on both sides. This is not intentional, but this just comes from her own ego, like her own masculine energies of not feeling safe, of not knowing how to trust, of not being in her feminine self. And so she causes pain for the divine feminine at first, the heartbreak, the heartache, the not being chosen, the separation, all these things that come up for the divine feminine. But then she causes pain for the divine masculine. And that's because in another video, I shared with you how that relationship, when it's based on karma, it's unfinished business that needs to be finished. And so she basically is the energy of destruction at some point in their relationship, because it isn't a vibrational match for the divine masculine's true purpose. And so he could be pulled in by beauty or charm or something that she, appears to be. But then as he gets to know her, it becomes clear that she isn't who he thought she was at all. And so it causes pain for him. And then she could cheat on him. She could lie to him, betray him, steal from him, anything along that spectrum, because those are the choices that she sees as her options. And we make choices based on what we believe is our power. And her power is rooted in these lower egoic energies, because she isn't coming from a place of love for others. She's coming from a place of deep fear. So the divine feminine has learned throughout her journey and her struggles to come from a place of love. And the karmic feminine has conditioned herself to come from a place of fear. This can change. Nothing is permanent. I say this so that we remain open-hearted, that anyone can choose to change their life. Anyone can choose to make new choices, different choices, to change their patterns, to change their habits. But that's their own choice, and maybe they never will. But it's important to understand that everything about this dynamic is meant to get all parties involved to grow. To grow. And so the divine feminine goes first, and then the karmic feminine, depending on how long she's in the dynamic, causes her destruction, causes her pain, and then that can be the next way to create growth. Men often grow through challenge. They grow through struggle. They grow through pain. And you could say that's true for humans in general. We have to get hit on the head a certain number of times before we understand our own role, before we understand what we were doing. So I say this with an open heart and with compassion, because it's not easy being human, first of all. But when you're on this twin flame journey, the emotions could get amped up and they get turned up. And they get to that point where you just are wondering, well, what's this all about? And I hope this topic has helped you see the connection between the divine feminine and the karmic feminine, that at a deeper, at a source level, all feminine energy is connected in love. And through various soul experiences and human experiences that can be fragmented and separated and disconnected. But it's meant to always bring you back to love. The karmic feminine, if she chooses to grow, to do her work, she can become her own divine feminine. And what happens with that is it actually takes her out of the karma with the divine masculine. Because the two of them are only connected at a very low level. Again, it has to do with, say, money, sex, status, materialism, appearances, something it was unfinished between them. That's the only way they're connected. And when that gets completed, then they're both set free and they're meant to move on. A lot of divine feminines listen to these videos. And I know how much that karmic feminine has hurt and caused pain for you. And it's very important to honor that wound and that healing. But understand how she's the one who propels you into that healing work, right? And she's the one who helps you see perhaps the self-worth, self-value, rejection, abandonment, loss, anger, take your pick, all of the above. She's the catalyst who allows you to see that so you can strengthen it within yourself. So you change that energy within yourself because you're the divine feminine. You know that's what this is about. You know that the power is within you. It's not anybody else's responsibility. It's not anybody else's business even. It's your business because you know who you are and that you are meant to be the best version of yourself that you can be. And that is your responsibility. So you'll do what you need to. It's like you'll tend to your own garden. Thank you very much. I'll take care of my own stuff. Thank you very much. I have the tools. I have what I need. And I know I have the power to do so. So what I'm asking you to do at the end of this video is to honestly and courageously bless her for what she represents energetically. And can you see her from a neutral perspective in order to heal yourself? Can you see her from a neutral perspective in order to heal yourself? You don't have to like her. You don't have to love her. You don't have to, it's like anything at the human level might be too much of a trigger for you depending on where you're at. So that's why it's like at the spiritual level, at the higher level. So I'm getting the image of the Monopoly board. Okay, so imagine this is all a big Monopoly game and you can make her be the dog. That's cool. And you're like, the top hat and he's the, I don't know. I can't remember the other Monopoly pieces, but you can make her the dog on the Monopoly board. But at least see her as a player in the game who's helping move things along for you. That you are benefiting from this, even though it doesn't feel that way right now. Or you are healing from this. And you're at the point where you're going to just claim it. You're going to claim your wins. You're going to claim your healing. You're going to claim your power. And she'll go on her way. And again, she causes pain on both sides. And I think the other way this plays out is that because the divine feminine goes first with this journey, you also feel the pain of the divine masculine. And a part of you is like, no, I want to punish you. I want to annihilate you. I want to tell you this, this, and this. But then you're beyond that, because if you stayed in that place of wanting to annihilate him, you would only be the karmic feminine. Do you see what I mean? Because that's her playground. That's the energy that she operates in. As a divine feminine, you have the ability to raise it up with compassion, with non-judgment, with a higher perspective, and to say, dude, you made some horrible choices. What the F were you doing? Are you kidding me? Like, you can go there, but then you raise it up higher and you say, okay, my connection with you is bigger than this temporary experience, or my story with you is based in love. It's not based in fear or hate. And I am going to return to that because I'm not going to let that karmic feminine pull me into the lower vibrational energies that I don't want to be in. So this is your choice. This is, again, I know I'm speaking usually to divine feminines here, but whomever's listening, understand that you have a choice, that you have to stay in as often as possible. It might not be every day. You might feel yourself ebb and flow with it. But understand that this is a journey of unconditional love. And the more you can practice that, the more you can return to that, the more it actually helps everyone involved, and the more it helps everyone heal, including yourself. So, as always, everything is meant to benefit us. And I hope that this has given you some perspective. And depending where you're at on the journey, whether this is recent for you or in the distant past, or it's new information's coming up, or you've been trying to move through this and you felt stuck. Because I get the sense that, you know, like the karmic feminine energy can really be something you focus on to a fault. And you have to stop that, and you have to catch yourself. Like, don't feed that energy, right? Pull your energy out of that. Don't give her the energy. Don't give her the time of day. Let her go on her way. Blessings, peace, see ya, sayonara, enjoy your life. You know, that kind of a thing, so that you can detach. Remember, that's what the divine feminine needs to do, is detach and return to your self-worth, self-love, self-confidence, and understand that is where your power is. Thank you for joining me in this video. I have some more videos coming in this series. I appreciate that this is healing you. I appreciate the emails you've sent me. I'm glad this series is benefiting so many of you around the world. And please know that the more that you heal yourself, the more you change the power within you. And that's what this is all about. Thank you for joining me. I'll be back here soon with another video.